that's right, 4 2025 models in stock on ShedKnives.com, and today is going to be an absolutely fantastic video because we've got some knives to show off. Let's go! Listen, we've got quite a bit to chat about today. We've got the last 4 knives in stock for 2025. We've got 2026 models. We have a lot to chat about. We have some more material down there for the 2026 collection, looking at adding some different clips, all sorts of good stuff. And if we turn the camera the other way, you can see there's a new table right there. It's because Shed Knives has a new dealer sales rep. Lots to talk about, but for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Jack Billings and I'm the CEO and founder of Shed Knives. We make 100% USA made, 100% USA materials, fixed blade, hard use knives. For all of you wondering what the heck has happened, that's a really good question. There's been a lot going on at Shed Knives. There's been lots of people getting the last of the 2025 collection. There's been lots of improvements here at Shed Knives, as always. And while we get into the knives, I want to discuss some hesitation, okay? If you didn't know, I am cutting 36 of the 43 variants for 2026. So I had 43 variants, which, for example, this is a variant, the 2025 Shed Knives Skewer in Skewer Orange. This is one variant. Well, I've had 43 options for 2025, and I am cutting 36 of them. For 2026, I will have a total of 10. I am adding 3 new variants, or I guess adjusting the variants offered. Now, I will say the Skewer, that is not being discontinued. A lot of these other knives, actually the other 3 here, are being discontinued, but the Skewer will stay for 2026. There will be some different changes and adjustments for that though. So if you like the 2025 Skewer, now is the time to check it out. So here we are, 2025 Skewer, tough word to pronounce. So we have the white ivory G10 liners, 154 cm steel, nice flat grind on both sides here. We have this nice jimping and what is this here? This is not the sharpening choil. This is a lanyard tool. Sharpening choil is up here. This is a 1/4 inch sharpening choil, 1/8 jimping, and then this is a little bit over a 1/2 inch in this whole area back here. So very versatile knife. I love this blade. The Skewer comes with a nice sheath, okay, Kydex sheath, Kydex clip. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful, just set up right here. You can carry this in a bunch of configurations. And for everybody wondering about the box, most important part of the knife, we have this nice white box, Shed Knives. There is no substitute. If we open it up, 100% USA made, which is true. Most companies, most knife companies specifically, cannot say that. There is no substitute in the back of the box here. Little thing about thanking you for joining the Shed Knives movement. And this wonderful photo of me, yours truly, Jack Billings. Now, I gotta say, I think I need to update that photo. There's been a few different changes. I think my hair has gotten shorter since then. Technically, I need to cut it. Yeah, we need to update the photo for 2026. So throw in your photo ideas and suggestions. Also have a nice heat treat certificate as well. This comes with all 2025 models. We have the Shed Knives sticker right here. This is a pretty tough sticker. I should show you guys a photo. I have had one of these on my truck since 2022. I've actually had 2 of them on the truck since 2022. It's now end of 2025, or getting closer, and it's been on there for quite a few years and literally looks great. Not fading away and getting all crusty. You know, it looks very good. That's been through the car wash probably hundreds of times, been through all sorts of weather. Outside, parks outside. So anyways, these things right here, very good stickers. And the last thing you get, you have just the overall general specification sheet. It's a really nice thing. If you guys like to get into the details of knives, this is a very good sheet to read. Okay, and there's also the email there. If for some reason I did not answer any of your questions, you can just send me an email. Hey Jack, what's the, I don't know, thickness of the G10, whatever. you can email me and I will do my best to answer. So anyways, guys, that is the 2025 Shed Knives Skewer. Now, before we get into these next 3 knives, which these are a bit larger over here, these are some bigger blades, I have to discuss 2026 for a second, all right? Why am I discontinuing so many knives? Why am I getting rid of so many? Why am I sticking with just 4 models and 3 of them have G10? So one of them being the Skewer Light, the other 3 having the G10, so 10 variants. Why am I only doing 3 colors this year instead of 6? Okay, why? Why this, why that? Why not this, why not that? All of these different questions, which I must say, very good questions. The reason, guys, okay, to get good at something, you just have to niche down. You have to focus. It's like working out. If you were to work out your entire body at once, you would have a pretty bad workout. Or if you just focus, hey, I'm gonna work shoulders. I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna have my dumbbells, or let's actually grab some dumbbells. I'm just gonna do some shoulder presses, and this is all I'm gonna do. Or if I start doing leg lifts, and I start like bobbing my head different directions, trying to work different muscles and whatever, you start getting a little funky, and it doesn't work, and it looks weird. So what I'm trying to do, guys, is niche down, okay? Consolidate, find all of the things that are like, hey, this works really freaking good, let me continue that, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm discontinuing the Tuatara, which is right here, 1 left. I'm discontinuing the Sheep's Foot, there's 2 left. Discontinuing the Momentum, and the Resilience, and the Visionary, okay? I'm discontinuing these knives because these are my big blades. And for the quality and for the price increase, it would not be reasonable for you, the end user, for me to continue doing these big blades, okay? How many people are buying a $500, $600, big blade? Not many. So I am increasing my prices. The most expensive knife, which will be a new model, okay, called the 2026. Actually, I'm not going to tell you yet. You're going to have to wait on that one, okay? That knife is going to be $325, where the Skewer Light, which is going to be the smallest and the least expensive, is going to be $125. And then the 2 knives in the middle will be priced pretty much in the middle. So $100, $200, and then one $300 knife. This gives you a variety of knives to get into. It also shows other people in the Shed Knives community who's serious about Shed Knives and who isn't, because the people who are going to be carrying the 2026 knives, these are absolute winners. These are absolute go-getters and people who actually go and achieve things. These are not the people who sit at home reading Reddit forums about blade steel and CPM 154 is actually much. We get it. We understand. You don't leave your house and you've never touched grass, okay? I mean, there was an accident when you were 6 years old, you touched a blade of grass, okay? I know, traumatic, but here over at Shed Knives, we actively seek improvement, we actively seek the outdoors, and to go outside and to go into the field and learn and improve our skills, and I am making knives to enable you and to help you go do that, okay? And to go do it better. Now let's talk about the Sheep's Foot. All right, the Sheep's Foot has been my longest running knife model. Okay, this has been going since 2018. And I've had a lot of questions about this, and man, is this a good idea to discontinue? Is this a good idea to not make for the year ahead? And you know what? I thought, if Jack, who was starting out for the first time in the shed, saw where Shed Knives is today, and I explained to him, hey dude, this knife that you're making right now is going to have like 8 generations to it, 7 generations, somebody can tally them up, okay, 1 knife every single year, including 2018, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 8 generations of sheep's feet, all right, the Sheep's Foot. If I was talking to young Jack, who has no clue about CNC machines, I said, hey, we're going to discontinue this, but it's to improve a better product and to allow for more really just higher quality for the end user because we're going to consolidate, I know he'd be like, cool, that's fantastic. That's exactly why we're doing this, to provide value. So, and even if he didn't agree, it's still to provide value. So there is one left in not OD Green, Day-Glo here. Getting my colors mixed up. I've been looking at all sorts of G10 colors. It's absolutely crazy. So let me pull up the Skewer Orange. Okay, the Skewer Orange right here. There's one of these available as well. This looks absolutely amazing. My Instagram post, I've been featuring this exact set of G10 scales right here, so you've been seeing a lot of those. This is just such a beautiful knife. Here we have the SK25 right here for Shed Knives 2025. Every year since I believe 2022, I've been engraving the year on here as well, so SK and then the last 2 digits of the year. And this is because Shed Knives changes so much every single year that it's important to demonstrate via engraving those changes. We can show, hey, this is a 2025 model, this is a 2022 model. Go look up online the 2022 Shed Knife Sheep's Foot. You can look it up on my website, shedknives.com, or you can go to somebody else's site, but I encourage you to go look at that and then look at where we are today. I mean, we're using much better steel, 154 cm steel. We're using G10 scales. We have ivory white G10 liners. We have very, very strong hardware here. Okay, CNC engraving. This is all done in-house. This is heat treated to a much better level. There are many improvements, and we continuously find ways to get better. And that is why, for example, my designer, all right, Jacob, if you're watching, he is an absolute winner. No matter what happens with this guy, whether in his personal life or in his business life here, that man continues to walk down the path of life. And man, that is absolutely what I want. I want winners. I only work with winners. That's why I work with him, and he does fantastic CNC and CAD design. My new dealer representative, all right, dealer and distributor, dealer director, okay? Noah is an absolute winner. That is why I have picked him and I chose him to be the lead guy to handle all of the sales for my dealers and distributors, because he is an absolute winner. And guess what all of these people have, these 2 other people have in common? We constantly improve. We find a way to do better. We find a way to make something in our lives and in our business lives better. That's exactly what we do. And while we're doing it, we carry Shed Knives. We have the 4 knives, okay? We have the Skewer Light, we have the Skewer, we have the US Tonto, and then we have the mystery knife, which I'm not gonna give you any information about, except that it's $325 US, free shipping, and it's an absolute good knife, like good knife. I will definitely want one. And I rarely ever give myself a knife. Every year I give myself maybe 1 knife. Okay, maybe 1. All right, so yeah, 2026 is gonna be great. I've gotten a little hesitation from some people, and I need to tell you why. All right, as we continue to move farther and farther into being a winner, okay, as we move farther down this path of just literally setting the standard, I might be 21 years old. I might have only had 8 knife collections under my belt. But believe me, the Shed Knives movement is growing stronger, and we are setting higher and higher standards that many companies cannot even meet. It is to the point now, Case Knives. Case Knives has been around for over 100 years, I believe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Case Knives has been in business way longer than I've been alive, have employed people who've been working for Case Knives much longer than I've even been on this earth. And they have worse quality than me, 21 years old, Jack Billings, running Shed Knives. They have worse quality, okay? I just checked out their knives in person. They are worse. And they've had all of this time. They've had multiple Jack Billings lifetimes to figure this out, okay? Buck Knives have rarely changed a thing. They've barely changed a thing in years. The Buck 110 has not changed, which, not saying it needs to change, but there are many companies that are change resistant. They don't want to improve. You know what they want to increase though? Their prices. They don't change the quality, but they increase the prices. I truly believe if I'm going to increase the price, I need to provide way more value. I need to absolutely improve my value before I increase my price. I was on the phone with a dealer today, and I could tell he was a bit hesitant about these changes. Cutting so many knives, okay? Focusing on just 10 variants and selling to such high quality individuals. He was a bit concerned. Obviously supporting Shed Knives, of course, but a little hesitant. And he was talking about, well, Tops did this, Tops raised their prices, Tops changed, that structure. Everybody focuses on price. And he said, hey, they really suffered. They really struggled. And I know why. It's because Tops didn't change anything else. And if they did, it wasn't worth it. They barely changed anything else, but everybody raises the prices. So I just need to make this clear before we get into our 2025 Tuatara. I am done playing the pricing game because there's no award for best price knife. There's no award for second best price knife. There might be an award at Blade Show for, I guess, like best price folder or whatever, something like that. But that's Blade Show. It's Blade Show. They have 3 events a year. It's a week of 52 weeks, and we're all concerned about an award. I don't care about awards. I care about the guy or the girl who is in the field with my knife and is surviving and his life depends on it. I don't care if I have a glass award on my desk that says, you were the best priced. Great. Well, I could also be the worst knife because Civivi, WE, and Sencut have all won some awards, and they have some absolute junk blades. Chinese nonsense. We should absolutely vanish them from the earth. I don't even know why you guys buy them. That's what I'm focused on. Award this, award that, certificate, great. It's all going in the garbage so we can focus on some knives. And one of those knives that I am deciding to focus or change my focus towards, so the Tuatara. So it's been a really, really popular knife, and I believe, I mean, I am so serious. I believe the Tuatara will be back. Will not be back for the beginning of 2026, but this is a knife that speaks Shed Knives. This is a knife that is like, yes, I have to be in the outdoors. Now, again, I need to focus on a few models that are my top sellers and that you guys absolutely love. I need to focus on those before we go do our extracurricular activities like the Tuatara, the Sheep's Foot, the Momentum. But anyways, this one I highlight specifically because this I did a bit of a dealer trade with. One of my dealers was selling predominantly smaller knives. Skirlight, US Tonto, and the Resilience. Okay? They were not selling the big blades. Some other people sell big blades. Alright? So I did a trade with them and gave them some small knives, and they gave me some of their big blades like the Tuatara. This one is absolutely lovely. It has some nice G10 scales on it. The Coyote Tan. Coyote Tan will be back for 2026, don't worry. Ivory G10 liners, 154 cm steel, and this one specifically, let's go ahead and read the heat treat. It says cryogenics on it. This has to be, I think it's the last cryogenics Tuatara on the market available. So this is the last one. It's available on shedknives.com. You get free USA shipping, $219. So go check it out. 100% USA made. There's a reason why Shed Knives is the best. There is no substitute to Shed Knives. It's because, like I said, constant improvement, constantly getting better, constantly just looking for ways to be more than number one. Because once you get to number one, it's like, great, we're here. Let's continue to increase. Now, let's continue on. Let's finish up this thought about the awards and all of this great stuff. All right, I'm not playing the pricing game anymore. I'm done with it. I have talked to too many people who sell knives that are like $1,000, $800, $600, which I do not want to be in that area. That's a little too far for me and for my customers. But I have talked to so many people, Greg Medford being one of them, that it is not worth it It is not worth it to play the pricing game. I do not want to be impoverished. I do not want to be poor for the rest of my life, and neither do you. You don't want to be poor, and if you do, then all right, that's up to you. So by allowing more expensive knives, I can do more. Red Bull. Quite possibly the most expensive energy drink on earth. Okay? How much is this? $6, $5, maybe $7 for this. You could buy a Monster Energy for like $3 or $4, somewhere around there. So this is very expensive. How much does it cost Red Bull to make? It costs them 9 cents a can, but they don't make them. They buy their drinks. They buy them at 9 cents a can. So the rest of that money is going where? Obviously, it can go into the owner's pockets. It's very true. But it can also go back into the business to do more. How many racing teams does Tops Knives own? How many Formula One cars does Buck Knives sponsor? How many astronauts has Case Knives sent to space? 0, 0, 0. When I have more capital, I can do more for the end user. When I have more funds to work with, I can provide more value to you. That's literally how it works. Okay? Rolex. Why can Rolex provide such a top-tier customer experience? Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce. Pick a car company that is high-end, well over $100,000. Why can they provide such an elevated experience for the customer? It's because they have extra funds to work with. At Toyota, if you turn your Toyota Corolla in, you'd be lucky to get a loaner vehicle. If you drive a McLaren, you don't even need to bring it in for service. They're picking it up and they will drop it back off, and you don't even need to deal with them. It's a different level of service, and that's what I'm trying to get into. I want to provide a different level of service. I want my dealers to be able to buy as many knives as they want at a time, and they can still ship within 24 hours. I want you to be able to pick out any of the Shed Knives collection at any time, any quantity, and it will ship within 24 hours. Okay? I don't want to be dealing with this out of stock here, in stock then, we don't know what Shed Knives has. You know what we should have all the time? In stock knives, no matter what. There's different sales people that say, oh, well, having in stock, it shows people like your knives. Yeah, but it also keeps people from buying them. So I don't know, I'm more into the selling of knives than the persuading people that were doing whatever. Okay, nonsense. I want you guys to have quantity. I want you guys to have availability. That's what I want. I want Shed Knives resources to go up. I want Shed Knives social media to improve. I want all of these things to be better. They're good. I want them to be better. And to do that, we either need to sell more, like where's my Tuatara? We either need to sell more Tuataras at the low margin that they're at, or we just need to increase the price, make more per knife, and still sell more. So that way, as we get into the higher quantities of knives, okay, 10 knives a day, 20 knives a day, 100 knives a day, whatever those numbers may be, we can then continue to do more. But until then, I'll be able to do more selling at the level I am now. So I am done mentioning the whole price thing, and I'm done tolerating the, oh, well, expensive this, expensive that, and then you go out and buy a $7 Red Bull. So, yeah. Shed Knives has been the only company that people get all freaked out about price with. Not anymore. We're done with that. We're setting a new standard. I'm leaving that behind me, and we are headed into a fantastic, and I mean a fantastic, realm of knives, my friends. I am so excited to reveal to you the 2026 Shed Knives collection, and I'm very excited to go into the year ahead with you. We have so much to do. We have so much to look forward to and to accomplish, and we get to do it together. And that's absolutely fantastic. I will be headed into the field with you. Don't worry, this is not a lone mission. And even if it is, you'll have your 2026, 2025 models. You'll have your knives with you. That's exactly what we want, my friends. I've had so many emails, so many messages just of people supporting Shed Knives, saying, hey, this is what I want. This is what I'm after. This is what I'm looking for. And that is what I am going towards. I want there to be a solid community of like-minded knife enthusiasts. This is a loser-free zone. If you want to complain and you want to bicker and you want to be a problem, please head over to the folks who are buying the Chinese knives. If you like top tier quality, there is no substitute. If you like that, Shed Knives is a place for you. Welcome to Shed Knives. Join the movement. I encourage you, go check out some of my dealers as well. I've got a variety of different knives from this year and from previous years, so that's pretty cool to look into. So guys, we are absolutely killing it here at Shed Knives. I'll leave on this note here, okay? To end it with a bit of celebration. My dealer rep, okay, he just landed his first sale. All right, he's a younger guy, younger than me, landed his first dealer sale. So we celebrated a bit. We did a cake, like a little birthday cake with a 1 on it. First sale, instead of a first birthday, it's a first sale. So a little something like that. And what I have this on the sign, okay, I'll show you. Let's see if it will show. There's a whiteboard back there. And on the whiteboard, it says provide value. Because that's exactly what I have been teaching and I've been telling this guy to do. Provide value, nothing less. Provide value. And for all of my dealers out there, I'm looking forward to you working with Noah, and I'm also looking forward to new dealers working with him as well, because I'm doing these things, I'm bringing on the right staff to provide value, to provide the best, the absolute best, because that's what you guys deserve. I feel the knife industry has not been doing that and has been doing a pretty bad job at delivering for the customer. So it's time to improve that, it's time to change that, and Shed Knives is doing just that. If you want to join, no problem. Welcome to the club. But if you don't want to do that and you want to be a pouty, just unhappy, unpleasant person, then please stick with the Civivi Wee Sencut, the Chinese knife crowd. They will be more than happy to take you, as they all collectively don't touch grass or leave their house. All right? So, guys, thank you very much. Again, we have 3 of the big blades and the skewer. This is literally it for 2025, and we are closing out the year, guys. So thank you all for your support. My friends, it's been an absolute pleasure. As always, continue to win. No losers allowed. This is a winner-only zone. Well, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. My name is Jack. I make knives, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's go!